presumably these exercises, they are a signal to the Kremlin that those states that are members of NATO and have the protection of NATO and also are in the EU, they're an entirely different league from the Ukraine or Crimea.
Of course, Poland has been a member of NATO since 1999, so this is just something that should be natural, that there are no two classes of membership. So this is just another exercise that we have already had with our allies.
But the timing is significant.
Yeah, the timing is significant. It's also strengthening of our bilateral ties with the USA. But you should remember that we have been talking about the missile defense for some time with the USA and NATO countries. We are preparing for NATO summit in Wales here to talk about many things, including Afghanistan and strengthening our defense. So this is of course done in the context of what's going on in Eastern Europe, but it's not only a response to the crisis. This is just another symptom of stronger relationships with NATO members, other NATO members, including the UK.
Do you think that the member states of the European Union have the stomach for tough sanctions against Russia?
Yes, I do. I think we have a lot of unity at the moment. It's not easy. You have 28 members of the European Union. It's different from the USA when you have decisions taken from the top. And of course, it was mentioned in your report that when it comes to oligarchs, for example, we have different legal regulations. But we have a lot of unity with the USA. Deputy President Biden has just visited Poland and Lithuania and other countries.
But the Americans are taking tougher sanctions than the
Yes, because it's easier. It's
easier. They're not so vulnerable.
But it's also easier to take decisions, and we need to consult everything in 28. We are vulnerable in Poland because...
Yeah, well, I want to challenge, how tough would Europe remain? How united would Europe remain if and when Mr. Putin retaliates, which he almost certainly will?
But you see, I think a lot of people get it wrong, that this is just about economic matters. It's about the values and certain red lines and the world order. And you see, I've got this symbol of Polish pilots that fought here during the Battle of Britain. I think this is significant. It's about the values, and we can do anything that is in accordance with the international law, but we cannot allow things, happening at the barrel of a Russian gun.
I understand that, but I suppose, first of all, I would suggest that most people in Europe, although they don't like what the Russia has been doing in Crimea, they don't actually think it's a huge deal. They think it's a done deal. They regret it, but it's not something they want to have a fight over, even in sanctions. And that the Kremlin is able, in the short run, to withstand a lot more pain of any sanctions we impose than the West is prepared to do the moment they start cutting the gas supplies to countries like yours.
I think it goes, it's a two-way traffic. They need to earn money and they need to have profits. And I think it's also important that we should think about implications. What about countries like Iran and North Korea? What about, if we think about the memorandum from Budapest, it was a kind of guarantee for Ukraine, for a country that got rid of nuclear weapons, that those who signed the memorandum, including Russia, guaranteed the security, the sovereignty of this country. What about the implications around the world?